Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I am thrilled and grateful you've made the time to be here with us today. It probably goes without saying that this past year has been extraordinary. So I first want to thank the healthcare workers and everyone else on the front lines keeping us safe and striving to maintain our way of life as best we can, as well as send my sincere thoughts to everyone who's been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, the past year has also cast a spotlight on many aspects of life that we used to take for granted. From my view as CEO of a networking company, it's never been more apparent how critical the global network is to maintaining some level of continuity in both business and our personal lives. But change is afoot. In fact, change has always been a driving force since the early days of the internet. And today, that pace of change has only accelerated. It's accelerated the nature of our modern world, the need for businesses to digitize, and our insatiable appetite to consume and create data. It all dictates a radically different approach to how we build the foundation of our digital lives. But before we dive into what these changes mean for Juniper and how they drive our innovation, I assume most of you caught the news a month or so ago about the NASA rover Perseverance landing on Mars. As a technologist and an enthusiast, it was fascinating for me to follow this event, not only because of what it means for scientific discovery and interplanetary research, but also how they managed to accomplish this incredible mission. And as a great customer of ours, watching the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab fulfill its mission has also certainly filled me with a great sense of pride. But let's rewind quickly for a little historical context to the first moon landing of Apollo 11 in 1969. That moon mission and the spacecraft that was built to accomplish it were packed with what represented the pinnacle of technology at the time. State-of-the-art redundant computer systems, cooling spacesuits, space-age fireproof materials, and freeze-dried food. Guiding the lunar landing module required the precise control of 3 human astronauts who navigated its descent onto the moon for the first time in history. Even with computers on board, astronaut Neil Armstrong still had to manually take control of the craft in the last moments of the landing to carefully lower it down onto the moon's surface while avoiding dangers like boulders and craters. In Armstrong's words, the unknowns were rampant, and there were just 1,000 things to worry about. Fast forward to modern day. The objective is now to land a human on Mars. The problem, of course, is that Mars is millions of miles farther than the moon, so a journey there takes over 100 times longer. It is no wonder that it is a journey that still cannot be accomplished by humans, at least not yet. The technical barriers are just immense. So, at least for now, the name of the game will be about uncrewed missions. And while feasible, these missions are certainly no small feat. NASA's Perseverance project started in 2013 and cost almost $3 billion in development dollars. Practically every aspect of the mission has been awe-inspiring, but maybe the most amazing part was in the rover landing itself. It's seriously the stuff of science fiction thrillers. The process to get the landing craft carrying the rover onto the surface of Mars only took around 7 minutes. 7 minutes commonly referred to by mission controllers as 7 minutes of terror, and for good reason. In that short time period, the spacecraft had to slow down from over 12,000 miles an hour down to 0 without crashing onto the planet's surface. It had to see below and around itself and make constant adjustments to avoid poor landing sites on a challenging Martian terrain. And it had to shed its solar panels, radios, and fuel tanks at precisely the right time on the way down. And with a communication latency between Earth and Mars anywhere between 5 and 20 minutes, the landing had to be fully autonomous. In other words, no human involvement whatsoever. It should come as no surprise that the Perseverance rover has more automation and artificial intelligence technology built into it than any prior Mars mission. Humans have been completely eliminated from the equation by necessity. So why am I telling you all this? Well, to make a point. While the situation might not be quite as extreme here on planet Earth, the need to remove humans from the equation exists here as well. It goes without saying that without humans, a mission like this would not be possible at all. But achieving more and exploring further becomes a practical, impossible feat without the help of machines or automation and AI. Humans need to have the time to focus on innovating, on building amazing things that deserve to be celebrated, like the networks that power connections and empower change around the world. Planning what a network should look like, setting up and configuring it, and then running ongoing maintenance and troubleshooting, managing updates and assuring service uptime can comprise a monumental series of complicated tasks, manual tinkering, and days of tedious work. Those are precious days that could be spent on higher level tasks that drive the business forward, not just wasted on keeping the IT lights on. For decades, this industry has become a race to outspec and leapfrog each other with the latest and fastest box as the complexities of operating the network mount. Juniper was founded on and has derived its success from making high-performance networking silicon, systems, and software for large and typically very technical customers around the world. The good news is that Juniper is very good at this, and we all continue to be very good at it. But networks for the next decade will not look like the networks of the last 2 decades. While networks have traditionally been core to the value chain of service providers, in particular over the last 20 years, now they are core to the value chain of all businesses. As infrastructure has become infinitely more complex, the box simply isn't enough. Winning the next decade of networking will require a new solution that shifts the mindset from traditional measures of performance and scale to one focused on operational simplicity through software-driven automation and assurance. Think about this as going beyond just building better networks. Our goal is to make networking better. The distinction might sound subtle, but it is not. This is why Juniper is so committed to simplifying the life of the network operator, to fundamentally transform her experience of deploying and running the network, to free her time from the mundane job of keeping the lights on and allowing her to truly move the needle for the business so she can be a hero to her customers. Our customers, you deserve a better experience. At Juniper, we're not landing a rover on a planet that's hundreds of millions of miles away. Well, maybe we play a small part in it, but to us, transforming the experience of networking is just as exciting. For instance, the IT heroes at ServiceNow have crushed the number of trouble tickets they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis by 90%. This means that 90% of network issues are now being resolved and or completely avoided by machines, by AI. Think about what that means to the experience and happiness of the IT staff. Think about what that means to those that depend on the network to connect, innovate, and engage with end customers. Sounds easy enough, right? After all, many other industries, from mobile phones to makers of business and personal applications, have hired entire teams and poured billions of dollars into improving how we use and how we feel about using their products. I'm sure you can all name a few of your favorite brands that make apps or products that you really enjoy using. And unfortunately, and admittedly, I don't think there are many who would list a networking company in that same lineup. Well, at Juniper, we are going to change that. And we're going to do it while focusing on 3 business areas, each representing a different network use case. Wide area network solutions that can handle cloud scale and agility. Cloud-ready data center solutions for public and private data centers. And cloud-delivered AI-driven solutions for the enterprise. And security is, of course, a foundational element to everything, which is why we call it connected security. First, I want to share with you how we've been changing the game with our AI-driven enterprise portfolio. This business includes Mist wireless APs, EX switching, branch SRX security routing, and SD-WAN, all cloud managed and AI-driven through the Mist cloud. But more than that, it is a prime example of the power of experience-first differentiation driving real customer value. At the heart of our AI-driven enterprise business is our AI engine, Marvis, which more than anything else I have seen in my career is delivering on the promise of experience-first networking. As many of you have probably noticed, AI has gotten a bit of a bad rep given how noisy the space has become and how liberally people, especially our competitors, apply the term to just about anything. So naturally, there are skeptics out there. I get that. I was one of them. But make no mistake, our AI solutions and what we are delivering is as real as it gets. Perhaps the fact that one of the top universities in the world, which also happens to be widely recognized as the birthplace of AI, Dartmouth College, chose Juniper to provide AI-driven wired and wireless networking is proof enough that what we have created is real AI. With Marvis, Dartmouth is able to manage 27,000 devices with a very limited IT staff and is even able to augment their help desk staff with students that have little or no IT experience. Now, I know that our competitors have been talking a big AI game, or as one financial analyst said to me during one of our recent Investor Day events, many of your competitors have basically adopted the same story, the same pitch. But the problem is, you can't just put a legacy LAN controller built for complex on-prem deployments in the cloud and call it a modern cloud-delivered solution. To do it right, to generate the results we're delivering every day, the competition would need to literally start from scratch. Marvis has now been collecting valuable data from networks around the world, as well as the devices connected to them, and learning from that data for over 5 years. So even if the competition were to start leveraging AI today in their own ways, they'd find themselves years behind where we are. And that's an eternity in high tech. And by threading Marvis through our switching, routing, and security products, Marvis is only getting smarter and smarter, making even more and better decisions all on its own without a human touching the controls. Marvis is truly unique, and organizations all around the world will continue to benefit from its differentiation. To me, it's no wonder why Gartner positioned Juniper as a leader, highest in ability to execute in their 2020 Magic Quadrant for wired and wireless LAN access infrastructure. So we're leaders. In fact, I would say we're the leader. So now what? Well, now is the time to realize the full vision we have for our AI-driven enterprise business. From day one, the vision behind the Mist experience has always been client to cloud, not just wireless LAN, and not even just wired and wireless. Delivering a great user experience is necessarily about everything between user and the cloud, because ultimately, That's the end-to-end path that will make or break the end user experience, which is exactly why we've recently combined with 128 technology to bolster our vision of client to cloud and to take our momentum and success to a whole new level. So why 128 technology? After all, it's no secret that our industry is littered with SD-WAN solutions. It comes down to three things. First, 128 provides a best-in-class operator experience for both deployment and ongoing operations. Second, 128 brings superior economics because of its unique tunnel-less architecture. We're talking here about a 40% reduction in WAN overhead and a 75% savings in hardware costs. And lastly, 128 offers superior performance, especially for the kinds of network applications that matter most today, like real-time voice and video. For example, it can take up to 30 seconds to resolve a drop video call using a traditional SD-WAN solution because it takes time to find another network tunnel. With 128, that happens in under a second. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm on a customer video call and I drop for 30 seconds, that can be much more than just mildly annoying. It's unacceptable. It's clear that our experience-first strategy is changing the game in enterprise client-to-cloud networking. But we're not stopping there. Let's look at the data center, the heart of next-gen cloud services. In this business, we're specifically focusing on our public, private, and hybrid cloud data center solutions with our QFX switching portfolio and Contrail software-defined networking offerings. It's with this portfolio that we're able to support our customers like Zoom Video Communications, which trusts Juniper to power its data center infrastructure. And we all saw the absolutely massive amount of growth Zoom has undergone this past year. We have a fantastic portfolio in place with industry-leading EVP and VXLAN support, which is increasingly becoming the network protocol of choice for the modern data center. We were first to market with a 400 gig switch leveraging Broadcom's latest Trident 4 chipset, and Junos Evolved has the necessary attributes of a cloud-ready OS. But while the past has been dominated by CLI and the future is making the experience of networking better, allowing people to spend time innovating, not merely operating. To that end, we've now coupled our portfolio with a truly best-in-class automation solution by combining it with Apstra, bringing self-driving networking to the data center with a solution developed by real industry luminaries. In fact, Apstra pioneered the intent-based concept of network operations that radically simplifies deploying and operating modern data center networks. Just describe how the data center should behave in terms of outcomes and watch the system implement and continuously assure that the network behavior matches your intent. In fact, one large cloud customer running a data center network with hundreds of switches conducted an internal study of its Apstra deployment and found that it achieved a 70% faster time to resolving issues, an 83% reduction in OpEx, and a 99% improvement in agility over its previous solution. When you consider that a recent Uptime Institute survey found that half of data center operators are now experiencing staffing shortages and difficulty filling open positions, it's no wonder why there's such a need for intent-based networking. Yahoo Japan would probably agree. They said of using Apstra, all you need to do is connect the switches to the network and Apstra automatically configures them. What used to take several days is now completed in tens of minutes. And last but not least, let's look at the WAN, the business that put Juniper on the map. It's what allows us to count 49 of the top 50 service providers and 20 of the top 20 cloud providers among our valued customers. With the advent of 5G and 400 gig, the WAN is undergoing a major upgrade cycle. We are executing in this business to bring the same benefits of experience-first operational simplicity to our service provider, cloud provider, and large enterprise customers as they transform their networks for the next decade of networking. Our approach is to focus on three key areas: the 400 gig inflection, metro and access networking, and automation. And when it comes to performance, our classroom has a rich history. We've had a front row seat and learned every step of the way from the most demanding hyperscale cloud providers and top-tier service providers in the world as they've evolved their networks over the years. Well, we're now bringing that rich history and lessons to bear for the 400 gig transition. And we're already partnering with our customers to make this transformation a reality. We've made our operating system, Junos, more modular to enable a far simpler upgrade process. We've made it more flexible to meet the demands of our cloud customers that require more programmability. And Junos' advanced state management gives operators a greater level of visibility and much better access to data across the entire network. And we've now released 4 new silicon engines in the last 3 years to improve performance, power efficiency, programmability, and security to pave the way for 400 gig. I have no doubt that this inflection will be big. We have compelling and differentiated technology and are ready to help you capture this next speed grade in networking. In fact, we're already seeing strong momentum with well over 100 customers around the world who've made the decision to build their networks with Juniper's 400 gig routing and switching products. Another important WAN opportunity that I am really excited about is the metro. Simply put, you can't build a robust 5G network without building a metro access and aggregation network that's capable of dealing with the vast increases in scale and capacity and new service expectations that 5G promises. In many ways, the metro has become the new high-performance, intelligent edge. As a result, analyst firm ACG predicts that by the year 2025, the combined average monthly mobile and fixed broadband traffic per user on the metro will increase nearly 4 times, making this one of the fastest growing subsegments of the WAN. This means we must rethink how the metro is built to prepare for all of the opportunities and use cases 5G will unlock. And as I've said earlier, this isn't about throwing more boxes at the problem. The new challenge is in reinventing the network to deliver more than just connectivity. Our strategy for the automated WAN is to go beyond simplifying operations. We want to give service providers the ability to do more than just sell connectivity, but to also offer assured experiences to end users. Why? Because service providers have said that improving the customer experience is actually the top strategic priority for them, according to a global study of telco priorities from Ernst & Young. A higher priority than cost controls, a higher priority than organizational agility, and even higher priority than network upgrades. Experience matters more than ever, especially at a time when user expectations are at an all-time high and attention spans at an all-time low. We've been working diligently to evolve the needs of the metro with a new solution that we just announced last week to help our customers simplify network architectures and service provisioning. The new Cloud Metro, as we call it, combines the raw horsepower of our industry-leading routers with the automation prowess from our Juniper Paragon Automation Suite to give our service provider customers a much simpler path to fully assured and intent-driven service delivery lifecycle. But what does that really mean? Well, it means you can focus on driving your business forward, not worry about the manual specifics of deploying and provisioning. It means you can innovate new services to delight end users and exceed their expectations. It means you can change the experience of the network. And as many of you likely saw last year, we acquired NetRounds, now called Paragon Active Assurance, to give the solution portfolio a clear edge. It gives our customers the ability to go from just offering basic connectivity to actively assuring the highest quality of experience possible to your end users. Take, for instance, what Orange Egypt, a service provider with over 30 million subscribers in the Middle East, said about using Paragon Active Assurance. Our operations and engineering teams can locate and fix issues before they impact our subscribers' quality of experience. Typically, telecom assurance solutions take months to deploy, but we completed this deployment project in record-breaking time. Metro networks are about to get a lot more exciting, and Juniper is ready to lead the way. In summary, these are the areas in which we're investing and the strategy we are executing on at Juniper. And I believe with full conviction that this strategy will pay off not just for us, but more importantly, for our customers, for you. As humans, we've spent centuries overcoming obstacles that were once thought to be impossible. Vaulted mental hurdles and broken physical barriers have become routine sightings in the wake of all we've achieved. Exploring the far reaches of outer space and delivering breakthrough vaccines in record time are the latest headline grabbers. But these milestones will not decelerate. There will be more discoveries, more innovations, more progress, and more achievements in the coming years ahead. And technology, more specifically the global network that keeps us all connected, should never be what holds us back. We've reached a point where humans, for all that we've overcome and achieved, simply cannot keep up with the task of manually managing rising complexity and the deluge of data traversing our networks. This is why our commitment to all of you, our customers and partners, is delivering networks that are highly automated, self-running through intelligence and software, and increasingly through AI. This is why our true north is experience-first networking. Thank you very much.